Well, g'day, we're back. You can see we're most way through our cigar. This is a great cigar we're going to talk about, and we're going to tell you all about what we've been doing while we've been gone. So get yourself a cigar, get yourself a whiskey, sit down, and enjoy the review.
Enjoy.
G'day, mate. My name's Dave.
And I'm Brad.
And I'm Ian.
Really, you're still sticking with it?
I figured we would run back to it. I mean,
and we're back.
Yeah, we've been gone for a while.
We have been gone for a while.
We're gonna have to provide several excuses as to why.
Several excuses.
I mean, we couldn't get away with one because it was several weeks.
We've been way too drunk.
I thought they'd been filming. I thought I was just invited back on it.
Maybe we have been.
Maybe we've been filming and it's been so bad we couldn't publish it.
Well, we did try to film.
We never do anything bad, right?
No. It's pure success.
No. All right, so straight down the line, we've been doing a lot of business work. We've been doing a lot of traveling, and we've had some. We've had a death in the family.
It's just been one thing after another.
Yeah, it's been hectic. So there's been nights where we've actually sat down to film and have a good cigar, and we've gone, stuff it. We're just going to have the bourbon and the cigar, and not do the video.
Did you say stuff it?
I was going to say that's an Australian term right there.
Stuff it.
Stuff it.
I was trying to be polite because I was going to say fuck it, but
Yeah.
I don't think we can say that on YouTube. So I said stuff it.
We need a fuck it button.
Need a fuck it button.
Alex has one. He does. It's a button. Just fuck it. Fuck it.
Brad,
Put it in the link below.
what are we smoking tonight?
I'm very excited for this. This is a long time coming. If you follow any of our social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you see
OnlyFans.
Pepper. You have an OnlyFans?
No, I figured you did. You guys did.
What we got?
Nothing. Go on.
OnlyFans?
McStuffins has got an OnlyFans.
You might have an OnlyFans. Would you like to give the girls your OnlyFans page?
You know how much money
Details?
you would make in an OnlyFans?
You can make a lot of money on OnlyFans.
Not with this.
I mean-
not with this belly.
Hundreds. No, but bellies are in though. Like it's a thing. We're in.
Shout out if you want to see Ian's OnlyFans page. We've had a lot happening.
I would subscribe to your OnlyFans. I'm gonna put it out there. I would do that. Anyway, so we are smoking tonight the San Cristobal
Papagoya.
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 In complete transparency, none of us had any idea how to say. We had to look it up.
Thanks, YouTube.
Papagoya.
Papagayo.
Papagoya. This is the Papagoya Papagoya.
Look, we Ashton does San Cristobal, right? I thought they're done in San Cristobal's done in the My Father factories, though, right?
From my understanding, yes. It is an everyday smoke for me. It doesn't matter the time of day. If my first cigar happens after lunch, I can pick up anything from the San Cristobal line.
Anything from the San Cristobal line.
And be just happy.
Yeah, look, so they got the San Cristobal Elegancia, the San Cristobal Quintessence, one of my favorite cigars. Well, the Quintessence, one of my favorites, but it's hard to find, actually. A lot of brick and mortars don't seem to carry the Quintessence, but they carry the other ones. So Revelation is another one. This Papagoya. So we thought we'd open up to coming back with one of our faves. This is actually a new favorite for me because I've only just started smoking this one. Brad's been holding out on me. I came and gave him one of these and said, "Here, have one of these." He said, "I've got a box upstairs."
Which I said to you, I only give you cigars I don't smoke.
Oh, this pairs really well with this whiskey. This is a peaty heavy whiskey.
Well, since I did the cigar, Mr. McStuffin, do you want to introduce something that's near and dear to you?
Near and dear to me.
It was right in and out of you.
Is that because my nickname's the Devil? And this is Dead Guy Whiskey.
No, remember you tried to drink it? You not like it.
I
Oh, so
like it.
that's the whiskey, right?
No.
Never mind.
So it's Rogue Spirits, Dead Guy Whiskey, open and aged in barrel casks, oak barrels, for 2 years, which surprised me actually, because
Ocean. It's aged in the ocean.
aged in the ocean, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They put
Ocean
the barrels.
aged.
They put the barrels underwater.
Well, do they put them underwater or they put them in boats?
Oh, they do put them.
I think they put them in boats. And
Well,
that's
on water.
What's the one that's Jefferson
no, there's one called Ocean something that's done.
underwater?
Yeah. You know, the blackened that we did once before, they actually, that's Metallica's bourbon, and they play Metallica music to the cast.
That's right. I remember
Right.
telling
So
me
the idea of this is all sort of fairly new.
Aerate the whisk.
Yeah, well, traditionally they put them in the casks, and they sit there in a shed, in a what do you call them? Like a barn,
distillery.
a barn or warehouse for a long time, and as the temperature gets to them, they expand and contract, right? So it sort of absorbs the whiskey in and out of the cask. Yeah,
I see the
resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you hold your
Pineapple.
glass like this?
Pineapple on the head.
Resemblance.
Really
Can you
does.
just hold it up? for a
Resemblance.
second?
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait,
Yeah,
here, turn
right.
around. Turn around.
Well, it's old and gray, like him. So
Yeah.
I just
A bit-
figured
A
because.
bit scaly.
This is why millennials don't learn anything. They don't listen. The attention span is 0. So, the movement in the barrels expands and contracts it more, so it gets more exchange in the oak. So you get a much quicker distilling process.
So the sound waves kind of affect that? That's
Yeah.
actually a legitimate question.
Yeah, the vibration on the casks. You want to go?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
smiling because I'm a millennial and I think about
Do they
other
play
things
one
while
song,
we're
or they,
having
like
conversation.
how do you choose a Metallica album to play to your bourbon?
I know you have to ask Metallica, they do that. But that's not how these guys
You
do it.
enter
They do
Sandman.
this in the ocean.
That's kind of cool.
With Metallica music?
No.
Well, either way, cheers, welcome back, and I'm happy to have EE in here as well to celebrate our return to the bright lights.
And you're right, Ian, that goes quite well with it.
Yeah, but
Quite
it
smooth.
pairs very well. Well, it's funny because I was drinking the whiskey before we lit the cigar, and I'm like, ooh, this is a little bit heavy. And then I took one draw of the cigar, and then I'm like, wow, that is a beautiful balance. All right, now go on.
I think I've like a pepper marriage going on here. There's like a peppery talk here going.
There's definitely some light pepper. It's
Yeah.
not. It's if you don't like peppery cigars, don't let that put you off this because it's a very light, mild pepper.
It reminds me of the Tabernacle a little bit. That white pepper, very, very light
Oh
pepper you're
yeah,
talking
the
about.
Foundation Tabernacle.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I like it better though. Actually, it's got
I
a.
can see that.
But that's when you say that pepper, that's one thing.
They're both Nicaraguan, so I think that's where we're getting that little bit of.
But this
spice.
is a Corojo wrapper, right?
Yeah.
But Nicaraguan Puro.
Mhm.
Not too heavy.
Did you look up what the binder and filler is? Or
Also Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
yeah, but what leaves? You know, like
Brown ones.
brown ones. Okay. I've been doing some martial arts training with Ian in the driveway 3 times a week, right? When we make it 3 times a week.
We've averaged about
2
two
times
times
a
a
week,
week.
yeah.
But
And you know what I've noticed?
Well, because we've been super busy.
That Ian flinches at everything now. So what have you been doing to Ian in the driveway?
We've been doing
Have you been beating the poor boy?
Yeah, with sticks and knives, yeah.
You flinch at
Actually,
everything now.
All right, let's have a little chat about this. We're only a very short way into it, but we have smoked this lot, so we can probably tell you a fair bit about this without going all the way through. Not that we're going to cut short because it's first time back, so we're going to have a chat to you.
What do you
Leather,
got?
leather,
Oh yeah,
leather,
that was the first thing I was going to say as well.
leather. Yeah,
But
And-
like
And
like-
maybe some oak wood.
cigars have a different leatheriness to it, so that leather profile goes leaps and bounds everywhere. But this one has got that nice dark tan leather, almost like I like that wet leather taste.
yeah. It's not a dry finish,
No,
but it's got the pepper.
Yeah.
And so the pepper sits there. It's pairing beautifully with this Dead Guy whiskey.
Dead guy whiskey.
we just
Yeah.
call it devil whiskey.
Devil whiskey. No, because there's probably a devil whiskey
Yeah,
out
it might
there.
be a devil whiskey.
We need to find a devil whiskey.
No, I see the leather absolutely.
Maybe Dragon Distillery can do us a devil whiskey. We were talking about leathery and pepper.
And there's a mild fruitiness to it as well.
I'm not getting any fruit, but that could be because of the whiskey.
I'm getting a mild citrus to it as well. Very mild.
Yeah, we've got some citrus in there. Tell everybody why we haven't been. Tell everybody what's been happening while we've been gone. We changed over to a new motorcycle club.
We are now
Stood up
Stood
as
up.
an MC
yeah.
in the state of Maryland.
We did. That was a huge amount of commitment and time from you.
We had maybe 140 all up visitors come for the stand up from
Everywhere.
all over the place, from as far south as Pensacola,
As far north as Central PA.
Central PA. Yeah, so we had a lot of people turn up. It was a big event, right?
Quite humbling, actually.
It was awesome. So shout out to all our brothers out there who watch us, like and subscribe.
Snap and Architect and Snaptech TV.
Oh, Snap and Architect, yep.
Yep.
We didn't get to do our video together, but as you've just heard, we haven't done many videos at all lately, so that'd be okay.
For more to
So you unfortunately had a death in the family just recently, which slowed us down. We went away for together to a cabin in the woods and went shooting.
Oh yeah.
Which we had planned to do videos all weekend that weekend too, but we didn't do a single one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think something happens when you put bourbon, beer,
And guns.
cigars, guns together that we become quite unproductive.
Yeah, it was very unproductive. Well, we did do a really good business plan for a new business that we're getting together.
Look at the ash on this already.
Yeah, look, San Cristobal's great for holding the ash.
I mean,
they do like this No Tap Tuesday.
We got to put pictures of the wrapper up. They're the beautiful artwork that they do. Very Miami, very tropical.
Yeah, it's a parrot.
What's
Beautiful parrot.
It looks to me like a rosella. A rosella is an Australian bird, so it reminds me of a rosella. But yeah, beautiful parrot. It's really lovely artwork that's on them. But they're always well constructed. They always burn really nicely. I mean, look, I don't know if you can see that. We've got the camera a bit further away so we could fit it in. But it's a beautiful burn. And generally, you'll hold your ash on these for quite some time.
Yeah, it's pretty sturdy on there. There's not even a little bit of flake to it. I mean, I'm only about
But
an inch in.
What drives me nuts about this cigar is the price point. I mean, the cigar itself, I would buy $10, $11. But they sell it at a much more valued rate, and it makes it so much easier to smoke every day.
So what are they, about $8?
I mean, at the high end, honestly.
That actually brings up a really good conversation because I was at the local lounge, not just a couple days ago, having a conversation with someone, and they came in and they were looking for a certain dollar range, and I showed them a Charter Oak, and I'm like, honestly, this is like a $10 cigar, and it sells for $6. And it made me start thinking, I'm like, it's not really the value that is given, but so much the perceived value. It's like, this is a $12 cigar that I can get for $6. Now, Liga, for my palate, is anywhere between a $16 to $19 cigar that I think is like an $11 cigar. I don't like it that much. It's not that good, for me. But
I see where you're going.
yeah, so it's like
So when
there's
you-
a negative net there.
I mean, you smoke a few cigars a day and you're starting to rack up some money.
Mm-hmm.
So price point's important.
Well, for your everyday smokes, I mean, and honestly, it's not every day you pull out a $15 to $20 cigar, and that's the whole premise to us. Is our whole idea of our brand is getting folks to try
different cigars.
and an approachable price point too,
Yeah.
because there are so many brands out there that are exceptional that you don't have to break your wallet for. You don't got to walk in and be like, I only smoke for drone, you know.
You know
Or-
what? You know what else I get from San Cristobal a lot when I'm smoking them? Is other people say how nice they smell.
Oh yeah.
So, people standing around will go, oh, wow, that smells really good.
They're
some-
fragrant.
They're fragrant cigars, but they're not flavored cigars. You know what I mean?
When was the last time you had someone say that outside of a flavored cigar?
When?
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
This afternoon.
A lot,
Down there.
actually.
We just had a street party.
Okay.
My wife and daughter organised a street party because, after the whole shutdown thing, we moved into our new house and we didn't meet any of the neighbours. And so now that everything's opening up again, my wife and daughter organised put invites out to the neighbours and we had a little street party. So we've just come from that. And that soon.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out one very distinct article of clothing that would identify it, where Dave just came from a party. He's wearing a collared shirt, which is something that does not happen very often.
Normally it would look
And
like
it is so infrequently used, it still has the manufacturing creases in it. Because he probably just popped the tag on this shirt.
No, my wife ironed that. That's a lie. My wife doesn't iron.
It is a nice shirt. I'm just pointing out the fact
You're gonna
that
have to
I had to impress the
iron
neighbours.
out something.
And one of our neighbours is now a new subscriber. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So we were having a cigar out there and having a chat. Like and subscribe. So fragrance. Fragrance is big on all the San Cristobals. Now, price point is always good on the San Cristobals. And,
exceptionally well.
if you want to give friends or new smokers and like a noob to smoking,
A boob noob.
a good cigar to try, you get them into the San Cristobal Elegancia. Very mild, still got that nice flavor that's quite complex without the harshness of some other cigars that you could get in.
And
That one is phenomenal. Absolutely.
And here's the thing: it is an approachable noob stick that is complex.
Yeah.
So you can, and again, you can pick the. I love cigars. When I worked at the local lounge, when I had a new smoker walk in, there's one line I'd always bring them to.
Monte Cristo White.
Negative. The Perdomo Sungrown series.
Sun-grown, really?
And
The Perdomo Sungrowns are not
I
as
would go
peppery as
champagne.
they have the
Sun-growns.
Maduro, Connecticut, and the Habano, the barrel-aged Habano.
Yeah.
All right.
And the reason I bring smokers to that,
12
and
year, right?
we've talked about this, not the 12 year, no, the just the Sungrown
The straight
series.
ones.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have them go there and then say, "Hey, try this." The flavors stood on their own. You smoke a Davidoff, you smoke even Padrones or some of the higher end cigars. Their flavors are very complex, but they run within each other.
Yeah.
They don't stand alone. Now, that line of cigars, you can pick the cocoa, you can pick the espresso taste out, you can pick the pepper. It's very independent. So when you smoke that cigar, you come back going, I liked that. I did not like that.
Yeah.
I see.
And you can come back, and it helps us.
It's like painting the palette. I see.
It is.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's like when you drink wine and have certain cheeses with the wine, right?
Yeah.
So you're having those flavors independent of each other. And I love when they come back and be like, well, I love this, but I wish it had this. And you can get that from that.
So
Yeah.
I think you're going to get
I
the
see what you're
same.
saying, yeah.
You're going to get
Yeah.
the same thing with San Cristobal,
Yeah.
right? So, and I was going to say earlier, one of the things that we say with Traveling Bro is why we got it started in the first place. Just got dive bombed by a bug there. Is to not get caught in the same cigars over and over and over again, right? You
Yep.
tend to go out and you're going to spend $10 or $15 on a cigar. You don't want to waste your money, so you just buy what you know, right? And so part of us doing these reviews was to get people to break out of that mode. But if I had to choose one line of cigars that they said that's all I'm ever going to smoke, I'd probably pick San Cristobal, and that's without word of a lie, because I would have the Elegancia in the morning. I'd have the Quintessence, a bit later on, because I'm a four a day man. So Quintessence a bit later, and then I'd hit the Revelation, which starts to bring in a bit of pepper.
Yeah.
Right. It's not really as strong as the San Cristobal, but it starts to bring in that pepper. And then I'd hit one of these, and they've got another one too. I've forgotten the name of it at the moment. It's got the red band on the bottom of it. That's quite good in the evening as well.
I find myself when I have a very intense day at work, or whether I'm officing at home or I'm out in the field, and I come back, and sometimes I won't smoke a cigar all day, and I'm like, well, I really would like one. And it's later on at night, and I'm like, all right, well, typically at night you get something like a nightcap cigar.
Sure, but if you haven't smoked all day, it's kind of like.
But I'll grab that Quintessence, that San Cristobal Quintessence, and be like, it hits the spot. Honestly,
Essence of quintessence.
Now, something else that happened whilst we've been in sabbatical.
Ah, yeah.
What did you do just recently, Ian?
sex change.
Really, you got to think about this. Hardwood's going to be very upset.
So I recently proposed to my my girlfriend, and she said yes. Thank God. I don't know why.
So sorry, ladies, he's off the market. Hardwood has put a nail in it.
That's good.
Oh, bad visual. I mean, actually, I take that back. Good visual. Thanks.
Really?
Oh,
It's a thick nail.
You changed the kind of nail that we were talking about, didn't you?
That is some metaphysical adjustment
And
there.
then it's a metaphysical adjustment. Yeah. So we've got some photos of that little.
Whoa! Finish this.
And we'll put them up on the screen.
Not the nail.
So what did you
the,
do? You planned this quite. You know, you did a lot. You went right in like.
Yeah.
Ian is a little bit like analytical and likes to plan things out. And so, you know, this was planned for weeks on end, the whole engagement process. So tell us about
Yeah.
how you organised all that.
So actually, I got to give a huge shout out to Siobhan, your daughter.
shaboobs.
The devil's spawn.
Yes, the devil spawned Siobhan,
Shaboobs.
and she was freaking instrumental in this. So her and I, we kind of been planning it for months, and I knew like 6 months ago that I was gonna propose to her, and I was just kind of figure out like when and how and that. So it was actually on our 1 year anniversary that we had been together. Now, but actually the day before, I went and brought roses and
Wow.
yeah,
Maybe we shouldn't
champagne
publish this because then Jamie's gonna be like, man.
to Siobhan
Yeah.
here. And then the next day, I said to Morgan, my fiance, let's go hiking. Because on our first date, we went on a hike. It was beautiful. So we went out there. We went hiking. And then I had Siobhan. So we went to go hike. Siobhan came, picked up Morgan's sister from my house, our house, and then went to the other side of this trail. It was a 3-mile trail in total.
They
from
met you at the
parking lot to parking lot.
destination, pretty much,
Yes.
and
so,
hid in the woods.
Yes. And then, so we walk up to this spot. It's a beautiful overlook spot. Hopefully you'll show the picture there. You can see for
The
miles.
picture taken by the secret photographer.
And we walk up to the spot, and a photographer is standing there. Now, lo and behold, I had hired this photographer. Morgan has no idea. She's like, oh, shoot, we don't want to get in her way. She's taking pictures. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we sit on the rock. We talk for a while. I'm probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
You nervous? Never.
Never.
Mostest nervous.
Mostest nervous. So I proposed, and then, photographers take a picture, and then Siobhan comes out, and Abby, Morgan's sister, comes out with the roses and the champagne, and it was a spectacle. And the best part is I fabricated a way to have Morgan plan a surprise 25th anniversary party for her parents, and then her whole family was coming to celebrate Memorial Day / the engagement. So it was kind of a dual
Engagement.
process.
So Morgan actually planned her own engagement party and didn't know that she was planning it, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Hardwood.
Yes.
But we've let it out of the bag now.
Hardwood, yeah.
It's Morgan.
Yes.
Morgan.
That is
yeah.
what happened.
There we go. So congratulations. So cheers, mate. And Morgan, well done for planning your own engagement party. Make sure you remember that in years to come.
Just remember the ring too.
And we'll throw some photos up. How are you going on this cigar, guys?
Solid.
It's starting to transition, but I can't figure out the flavor quite yet.
Well, the pepper we're into the second third now. The peppers. Are you into the second third?
Now I'm starting to get that hint of fruit that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
there's the pepper starts to wash
Yes.
away.
I suck hard, so I usually get there before you guys.
The pepper.
He knows from his time in prison.
That happened.
The pepper starts to leave, and you get that leather and I think a hint of fruit. Not as much fruit as you get from
From a Dominican cigar, no.
Hey?
Not as much you get from a Dominican cigar.
Well, I was going to say not as much as you get from the Southern Draw Manzanita. See, that's a very fruity taste and very appley sort of. Right? But this is more subtle fruit flavors, and I think you get, like you said, a bit of citrus in there.
This is interesting because you go from.
Did he not pour you a drink?
Yeah, he didn't even offer.
I mean, that's why I say we shouldn't put him in the middle because he thinks it's all about him.
Millennials.
I'm sorry. No, actually, you know what I'm getting is it's transitioning from dry in the first third to not dry, less dry. I mean,
Did you think it was dry?
I thought it was a little dry, and not in a bad way. Kind of like a dry red
See, I
wine.
was just finished saying it didn't have a dry finish.
I thought it did a little bit because now I'm like, oh, I have moisture in my mouth now.
See, I would say it's drier now than it was at the start.
Oh, that's interesting.
What about you, Brad?
Different people have different palates.
You know as well as I do that if it's a dry cigar,
You
I'm
won't.
putting it down.
Yeah, you're putting it down. Yeah.
It is almost repugnant for me.
When we decided to take a little break from doing some YouTube, we thought, it won't matter. But
Shout out.
shout out to all you guys who have been hammering us. Where's the videos? Thank you so much. You don't know how nice that is to have people go, we actually want to see you again.
I was shocked. We had several comments that I was looking through, and I've responded to all of you guys that we would be filming this week.
He's the master of excuses.
Yes, I am full of them. So, but thank you very much. Getting the MC group started and getting our group together, that took a lot of your time as well.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's all productive, and it's all something I would never go back and say, hey, we made a mistake here. But I absolutely am happy to be back, smoking cigars, drinking bourbon, and enjoying and cutting up and talking about our experience. I mean, that's
So,
Ian here as well to do that.
So for the people that have been following us for a while, you'd know that Brad was really excited when he got his license, and we put that on video. That his first weekend, I think if you watch the video with him wearing the helmet for the first 5 minutes, he wasn't going to take it off. And then when he became a prospect in our MC, which at the time we had an MC, we had a riding club running, and we've moved to an MC, and so he was prospect number one. So now he's got his road name.
Oh, you gotta go weird.
So tell us what your road name is.
It's just desserts.
Proudly, I am Big Ass Cookie.
Big Cookie. That's right. But yeah, our regional dubbed him Big Ass Cookie at the thing, so he's kind of stuck with that too.
And it's
now.
not for the lack of a better term. I don't have a big ass, so it
You
just
have no ass at all, man.
I am a big ass. That's I think where we're going with that.
So Big Cookie. So give congratulations to Big Cookie. Give congratulations to Ian. Ian.
And I actually,
And
and on that note too, someone else is gonna be getting their license here.
yeah,
Oh.
Ian's going to be
Oh.
going out and getting it too.
Shout out to
Nick,
the drummer of Bad Omens,
the drummer of Bad Omens, Nick.
Nick. If you like good
If
metal
you like
music,
good metal music, check out Bad Omens. And Nick's going to come and do a review with us real soon.
yes, he is. Yeah.
And he got his license last weekend.
We had an opportunity to see about 30 seconds of his class.
Yeah, about 30 seconds at the Harley Davidson dealership that did the class. I think the instructors were trying to get out as early as they could. So luckily, Nick was a quick learner.
Luckily, he was.
Well, you know, when you started riding a motorcycle, what did you say that that it was like?
If you ever seen kids play with the bop it, twist it, pull it toy,
Yeah.
it's a game, push the buttons, like bop it, twist it, pull it. That is literally what riding a motorcycle is. But the exception is if you twist or bop at the wrong time, you may kill yourself. So the stakes are a little bit higher, but it requires a tremendous amount of
Coordination.
a lot of coordination, but it's doing things at the right times while keeping your self-awareness fully involved.
Yeah.
So you're doing the bop it, twist and pull it, but you are completely focused on everything else but the bop it, twist and pull it. And when you're a new rider, that's the only thing you don't want to screw up is the bop it, twist and pull it.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about is don't pull the brake too hard, don't push the brake too hard, or don't change the gears at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Don't add too much throttle. Smooth is fast, fast is smooth.
Yeah.
So you're learning. It's a constant learning and constant improvement of your skill set, and you get a lot of respect for watching people ride the road. A lot of respect for people who can, or the cops. You ever seen those shows where they go really slow and you're like, wow, this is really boring. You know, for me watching it from afar, whole new level of respect and the amount of strain and focus and time that's involved in learning how to do that.
Yeah.
So I was also very fortunate to have incredible instructors as well to help me, private instructors that I didn't pay any money to.
They're now called brothers, right?
Yeah, they are definitely called brothers now.
Called brothers now.
But that's the sense of community. Everyone has gone through that, and they know the difficulty in doing that. And, even, riding with you and Sally coming up and saying, hey, don't do that again.
What?
Or
It's a
try this
cigar,
differently.
man. You gotta smoke a cigar.
Are you putting it down?
down?
But you're gonna get to experience that, and you need to get on Cherry Popper, the little honey.
You need to get on Cherry Popper.
We should do that this week.
Yeah.
What was
our
it?
club's bought a little 250 for people that haven't ridden before to get. We called it Cherry Popper.
because it can be popping cherries.
You'll understand why. And
I rode up and down the driveway for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was
but going back
exhilarating.
to, Nick would have found that bop it, twist it, pull it kind of easy.
Really
because,
easy,
as
'cause
a
you're a
drummer,
drummer, yeah.
you're doing so much with every limb.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a bloody good drummer too. I mean, you listen to some of Bad Omen stuff.
He tours the world.
Check him out. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But that was
pretty
just
crazy.
one of many things that have taken our time up. It's just been one thing after another and after another, and you got some exciting news too coming up too. Someone's moving local here.
Yeah, our son's coming back from college. Jeremy, he's coming back from college.
We're
and he's
picking him
gonna
up this
move.
weekend, aren't we?
We're going to pick him up and ride him back down. So he's got a motorcycle up in Pittsburgh, and we're going to ride up on Saturday and ride him back down again.
6:30 in the
So
morning on
this
Saturday.
video will go out the morning after we've got him. So we'll have another one ready for you after that. So we're gonna target 3 a month at the moment with everything that's going on. If we can get 4 a month out, one every week, that would be great. We'd like to do that, but we're going to target 3 a month. Now the other thing that's happened too is you don't have the little street bob anymore.
A moment of silence for the street pub.
Moment of silence for the street
I
bob.
love that bike so much.
That
What
was a
happened to
good
the
bike.
street pub?
Did you miss that?
Am I getting punked? What happened?
We have sold the street pub.
The street bob is gone.
What are you riding now?
I am riding a road glide.
He's on a road glide.
Oh, so you're riding the cherry popper?
No,
That's
a road glide.
Oh,
like
a
that
road
one
glide.
there. Yeah.
Oh, when did that happen?
3 weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know. How I
Yeah.
missed
So
it.
he's on one of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I went with the shark nose. Funny
What-
enough, I was so against that shark nose because the road glide's got that big shark nose fairing that's fixed to the frame, right? And
We'll throw a photo.
we will throw a photo up. I was so against the look of that. You forced me at gunpoint to get on your bike.
We were out on a ride, and I stopped just in the middle of the ride, and came up to Brad and said, "You got to get off your bike." And he said, "What?" I said, "I need to check it out." And so I got on his bike and I said, "You're going to ride mine," which is a 2020 road glide at the time. And he immediately went into a cold sweat.
I was sweating in areas I didn't even know sweat can come from at that point.
Because if you watched our early videos, you realize that Brad made the mistake of sitting on my bike without permission once. So
PTSD was very much in play there.
He might have suffered some trauma from that experience.
I was so nervous getting on that bike. And so
That was so funny.
But even getting on it for just that short, we took one turn on it, but I was so nervous with the bop and
We
twisted.
took it on curves, but we took one turn. Yeah.
Yeah, the bop and twisted. So I went to the Baltimore Harley up in. Does the dealership have a name? Is it
Baltimore Harley
Harley
Davidson.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Well, usually all of them have a little name.
Oh, yeah, no, but this one's just Baltimore Harley Davidson.
And-
Shout out to Don, the owner.
Incredible experience every time I've been there. And I went up there where I got my street bob and test rode 2 bikes, the Street Glide, which is like the Batwing look. And I fell in love with the Street Glide. I rode it. I actually wasn't even going to get on a road glide. I was happy with the bike. I was happy with the research I did. And the salesman, Jeremy, actually was taking the plates off and said, you were good? And I said, he's like, you should just, well, we're here. Just do it while I'm doing paperwork. And I said, all right, I got on it. So I took it. I didn't leave the parking lot. I'm like, not for me. I'm done. I didn't even need to leave the street. And I stopped the bike and I was like, I'll just turn it around and come back. But I'm like, well, I'm here anyways. It's a free ride. Motorcycle, I'm going to go, right? So I took it onto the street and I took the first turn with it. And I said, oh. I was able to lean the bike a little bit more than I was able to street glide.
Yeah.
I had no weight on the front end at all. And it was very sporty.
Yeah, a lot of people find that the weight of the fairing mounted on the forks on the street glide is significantly different to the road glide, which is frame mounted fairing, and gives you that. Apparently gives you less weight. And personally, I like them both. I just like the look of the shark nose better.
And the second piece is that you can see through the forks to the road.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I feel closer to the road and the
Yeah.
experience there. And you'll learn when you start riding, being able to feel that closeness to the road. You feel, in my opinion, you feel safer and you can see things better. Like I just felt like looking over that Batwing, I couldn't see and experience the road better. And I was less apt to lean the bike more.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't think of it that way. I mean, I put a you can't like a non-see-through shield on mine because I look over the top and I tend not to look down. But there is times where I've looked down through there and I didn't think about it that way. You do feel,
I feel
I
closer
think
to the
more
road.
connected.
Yeah, and
to the bike on the road.
you do.
side.
And you feel, when I got an opportunity, and thank Jeremy, when my bike was in the shop, I was able to ride his.
Yes.
I felt that on his dyno.
Yeah, he's got a Dyna Super Glide, and that's a really nice bike too.
And it cornered really well, and you felt very connected to the bike. And you just feel more comfortable in turns. You feel more comfortable going around navigating. And I felt that on the road glide, and I said, you know what? Everything I heard from everybody saying you'll end up trading the street glide in for the road glide eventually. I said, you know what? I want a bike that I'm going to have for a long time. So let me just go for the road glide. And I did. And I've rode multiple times now.
You've been out scraping pegs on a road glide, which I've got to say is pretty impressive. Your riding skills have increased dramatically in a short amount of time.
I had a great teacher. Shout out. I said that to you 100 times.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Okay, well, you're next.
Yes, I'm next.
You're next. Well,
I gotta find time for it on top of the martial arts.
On top of the martial arts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I gotta do that whole work thing,
Yeah, well, there's got to be time for work too. That's how we pay for all these things that we do. Like
So
cigars
for,
and whiskey,
so
right?
for folks that watch our videos, like some ride, some don't. If you do, great. That's awesome. If you don't, like, what are some things that are going through your head now? Have you spent any time thinking about the class?
So it's interesting. For those of you who don't know, I've literally biked across the country on
on a bicycle,
a real bike.
on a person-driven bike, a person-powered bike.
That's a funny story.
But like, but you came
did
off
crash.
the bike,
Yeah.
and broke your arm
Yes. Well, my hand.
before you'd finished, and you kept riding.
No, I biked. I ran the rest of the way. I was pissed. So this is a fun story. So I was out in I started the day in, oh my gosh, Sacramento, California. And we were going to San Francisco. And I was just feeling so good that day. It was one of those days where I'm like, we had like 150, 160 miles to go. Like, let's just finish it today and do all 160 miles in that day after riding for a lot. So I'm like, let's do it. So we get to about 100 miles into that day. Now, that whole day, if you don't know that area too well, we're coming from Lake Tahoe, down the mountains, packed off of a weekend. So everyone is coming back to the cities and their houses from Lake Tahoe. So it's a super, super busy weekend. This is perfect. I had like an 8-foot shoulder, plenty of room to riding right into the sunset. It was glorious. So I'm riding, and then all of a sudden, on this bridge, there was a branch that was just perfectly laid in the shadow. And if you're riding into the sunset, you can't see the details of the shadows too well. So I'm just riding at like 20 to 25 miles an hour. I hit it, and I just go airborne. And I don't remember what happened after that. I hit my head. Found out later my helmet was cracked. And my hand was like mangled at that point. So I'm like, oh shoot. Ride another 3 or 4 miles to where my brother was at the time. And I'm like screaming, I'm like freaking out because my hand was, like I said, like, mangled basically. And My brother doesn't know what to do. We go to the ER, and they're like, you can't ride anymore. You're done. I'm like, I am less than 100 miles away from the finish. I'm not going to be done. So I put on my running shoes, and I run the rest of the way. But anyway, that's the bike
So hang on,
story.
you ran 60 miles.
87 miles I ended up doing.
87 miles. You ran 87 miles after biking across the country with a broken hand.
Yeah.
Stickability. Perseverance.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Indomitable spirit.
There's a story to take home for you. Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
But, well, and so I'm thinking...
That says a lot about a person.
So I was
I'm
kind
going
of
to be honest with you. That's not what I would do. Either one of those.
No, that takes a lot of spirit, man. That's very good
yeah.
done. Well done. Cheers. Good job. Okay, so I had some news too. We went down to Myrtle Beach Bike Week. We have done so much whilst we haven't been videoing. What's going on?
What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on? We went down to Myrtle Beach Bike Week. We were going to do a review at Tinderbox. Great place to go visit. We didn't do the review. We went and sat and had coffee and cigars, but we didn't do the review.
Twice now.
Twice now we've done that. We'll come back, Tinderbox, if you're listening, and we'll do a review. We promise. There's a promise. I say don't make promises you can't keep.
That
We
husband
can keep
and wife
that
down
promise.
there, beautiful.
They are beautiful people at Tinderbox. Anyway, so we went down there, and I had been eyeing off a particular new motorcycle, and we went to Harley Davidson on the beach there. Lo and behold, they had the particular motorcycle that I'd been looking at. And I said to my wife, that's the one that I've been looking at. And she said, you better take it for a ride. Now, do I have the best wife in the world or what? Because I said to her, you know, honey, if I take that for a ride, we're coming home with it.
And she looked at you and said, I know.
And she said, I know. So we took it for a ride. So, yes, my little red devil beast is gone. And I've now got a lovely black and red Road Glide CVO 2021.
And I'll tell you, it looks like the devil itself. The devil you know, am I right? Cheers to that.
Brilliant.
Cheers to
Brilliant.
that.
So lots has happened whilst we've been gone. And I know we could have put this into a dozen different videos, but we were slack. But we've got lots more news coming in the next few months. So stay tuned. So I'm into the last third, more or less.
I'm not. Yeah.
Not finding a lot of change in the back end of this.
Again, consistent flavor.
Consistent and smooth.
Yep.
I don't find any harshness throughout the entire cigar. Lots has happened. We're back. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. These are a great cigar. The San Cristobal range is fantastic all over. I think this is the first one we've done. We'll do another San Cristobal soon.
We have to.
Because we want to show you some more San Cristobal. They're really good if you can get them. Because a lot of places don't carry them. I don't know why. But I have a hard time finding the whole San Cristobal range in one spot. If you can get them, get hold of one and enjoy it. Anything else to add for the cigar, guys?
Honestly, I'm enjoying every second of it, so no.
It's a great cigar. I'm going to kick back and relax with the rest of this and the rest of this bottle.
Yeah, this whiskey definitely that dead guy.
Yeah, the
whiskey.
Dead Guy whiskey is actually a real nice,
It's
nice pair.
Yeah.
Nice pairing. Okay, so that's all from me.
And that's all for me.
And that's all from me.
Catch you later.